I want to welcome you to the Ask Jeff YouTube channel. Here's today's question. Will there be a time gap between the end of the tribulation and the start of the millennial reign of Christ? And if so, does the Bible give any information as to what takes place during this period? Well, I actually want to talk about a couple of events that take place between these periods, but understand that these events, they really could be seen as the end of the tribulation. They could be seen as an intermediary. It's really kind of how you see it. So let's take what we know. We know the Bible speaks of this famous 7-year tribulation, Daniel chapter 9, Revelation 6 through 19, etc. We know the Bible speaks about this millennial 1,000-year reign of Christ, not only in Revelation 20, Isaiah 59, and a host of other passages. So let's talk about the, quote, end of the tribulation events and the beginning of the millennial events. And I think these are the events that you may be alluding to. We know that the last major event of the Great Tribulation is what we commonly refer to as the second coming. The saints have already been caught up to be with the Lord. He descends at that very famous battle of Armageddon. I think we could claim that Armageddon really is that closing chapter of what we know as the 7-year tribulation, because it is a time of judgment, and Armageddon is the ultimate of judgment experiences. Then we get into Matthew chapter 25. As soon as Armageddon commences, we have what we call the judgment of the nations. That's that famous story where those that are on the right go into life everlasting, those on the left, the lake of fire prepared for the devil and his angels. And then we have the beginning of the, quote, reign or the millennial time period of Jesus Christ. So what is the time period? What is the gap? I would say that Armageddon could be classified in the 7 years, but the judgment of the nations is really not a part of the tribulation, but it's really not a part of the millennium either. The big question is, how much time will that take? And at the end of the day, I don't know if any of us can conclusively say. But here's what I would conclude with. That from Armageddon to the reign beginning is not a very long time. However, this is one of those that may spawn other questions in the future. There is an intriguing passage in the book of Ezekiel where it talks about that at the end of this great period that there is a burying of the bodies for 7 years. Is the first 7 years the millennium, a great funeral ceremony for all those that died in Armageddon? Is that a 7-year intermediary between the tribulation and the millennium? I don't know if any of us have the answer to that question, which may lead you to submit another one. And if you do, send it to AskJeff.net, and maybe your question will be tomorrow's. Thanks for being a part of today's daily question. Now, we answer a question each and every day. Please feel free to submit a new question at AskJeff.net. We may not have gotten to yours today, but we eventually will continue to be a part of this. Subscribe so you don't miss out on a question every day.